Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War Tower of Doom stream, week 22, day 4. So of course, yesterday we were able to actually finish everything out. We opened up all of our loots, got ourselves a major purple, and yeah, went from there. I think a major purple and minor purple were the all the good loots, so we ended up accumulating throughout the game mode. But we've already finished up to 25 completion, so unless we want to maintain a leaderboard top 100, we won't really need to do anything else. And right now we still have a 40-point gap on that, so it should be good for a while without needing to do our battles. And with that being said, of course, tomorrow we got something very nice, Vault event. This happens about once every month. This ends up lasting for 1 weekend once every month for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And this Friday and Saturday are some of them. During a Vault event, you'll have an increased chance to be able to find gnomes as well as Vault keys from those gnomes. And I will be using that time to max out every single hero class in the game. As you guys know, we've been trying to get to that point for a while now. And I wanted to get it done before next patch. There's nothing in next patch where you would need to have it done. But I want to get it done just because. And yeah, we're almost there. Just to make it a goal. And we'll be finishing that this weekend, doing basically one hero class per day, starting with the one that is furthest away, and then going to the one that is closest, with a Dabless being for Sunday, Oracle being for Saturday, and tomorrow likely being dedicated to Slayer, since it'll be the furthest away. So that's pretty much the game plan, and we'll go grind all those out in that order, and be good to go. Actually, we might even put some levelage into Slayer, just so it's a little bit more even, just so it isn't as big of a gap for tomorrow. We could always go from one into the next, though, of course. Even though we're doing mostly one per day. Still farm the other one a little bit if we still have more time. But it is going to take several hours. I believe each one, both the ones in the 80s, assuming we get that up a little bit higher, should be about, what, 7-8 hours? And then the other one should be closer to about 5 hours to max it out. And then we'll be good to go. Anyways, so yeah, let's go set this to Slayer. Go get some more Slayer EXP. Where is my Explore team? Switches over to Slayer, and then we'll go kill everything with it. It is what Slayers do. There we go. Also, the chat thing still hasn't been working. I need to go and, honestly, I still want to go and change my encoder soon. I've been looking into which ones I'll actually be going into, but I do really want to change out my encoder. And then once we do get our alert system, it's something I've been meaning to do for a while, still haven't gotten around to it. Need to, though. But yeah, the chat above me, for whatever reason, was working perfectly fine a couple of days ago. And now every single time it's wanting to be weird. I had to the to-do list, I know, right? Anyways, hello everyone. Also, don't forget Father's Day is this Sunday as well. Hello everyone. Hello Bill Warhammer. Hello Defiant. Hello Marcelo. Hello John. Hello Alfie. Hello Alan. So, let's see. I will still be doing Animal Crossing streams. I'll probably be doing one before the month ends up ending. However, aside from a couple times per month, we probably won't be doing Animal Crossing too often. Obviously, more towards the beginning and end of the month is when the most amount of stuff happens. Also, there's likely to be a big announcement for Animal Crossing soon, because they haven't announced anything for the upcoming months after the wedding event, which ends at the end of this month. So, yeah, we're probably going to be having a bunch of stuff going out throughout then. Also, hello, Birdleaf. Hello, Humberto. Hello, Liz. Hello, let's see, who have I not said? Hello, John. Hello, Alfie. Hello, Chad. Hello, Opportunist. Hello, Kirsten. Hello, Wow. And hello, everyone else. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so, main objective is mostly going to be just leveling this thing at the moment. That's going to pretty much be our objective from now until the end of this weekend, is level all the things and obtain all the vault keys. Of course, we don't have the higher rate of vault keys until tomorrow, but we will, of course, still be getting some XP now. Obviously, our EXP rates will still be exactly the same. It's just we're going to be getting a lot more loot as we do it tomorrow. And we'll be using the exact same strategy. I'll still just be using Rowan Quick Kill the entire time. Oh, what do we even need here? Get our other poke in there. I mean, we'll be doing the Shaman class event, if nothing else, just for the free gems that we get during it. Obviously, I don't need Shaman XP. We already have it maxed. We got 31 out of 34 completed. Which I might even make that the title for tomorrow. And for all of this weekend. So we keep track. for the final stretch. Do I like Fortnite? I've never played Fortnite, and I'm personally not a huge fan of the genre. There we go. Also, Pokemon's expansion came out the other day, and I didn't even do that either. I don't know, Pokemon Sword and Shield felt like it kind of flopped a little bit mechanically wise. Feels like it could have had a lot more potential. So I wasn't really that interested once it finally got the expansion thingy. Because we did full completion on it pretty much as soon as it came out. In like the first week or two. And the only thing that really was an end game was just constantly doing battles. Which weren't even that balanced because of the Dynamax mechanic thing. So how are we not dead? Let's see. Give us our mana. Where's over our mana at? It's not enough damage. It's problematic. The power of bleed. We might actually cheese a bleed kill here. Yes, we did. So one nice thing about Slayer. Hey, Slayer level 82. Nice. Oh, that's why we didn't kill. I was going to say, why were we not killing with this team? Duh, we were doing the final battle of Adventure Board. It kills up to the final battle of Ultra Rare with how much stats we have. However, the final level of Epic and anything above that, we actually can't one-shot. As well as the later part of Dungeons. Oh, excuse me. Gosh, carbonated water. Still makes you burp just as much. I've still been trying to stay away from soda. I did cheat a little bit here and there. But overall, I've been doing pretty good on it. But yeah, we'll be playing Animal Crossing year-round. I might even still be playing after first year if they update it enough. But normally Animal Crossing's biggest year is its very first. Just because by that point you've played through everything. In most Animal Crossings. But they are updating this one, so this might be the first Animal Crossing ever where it actually has replay value beyond year one. I haven't been playing it much though. I've still been doing some of the dailies. Dailies in Animal Crossing is like super quick. Like even with the event right now, I think dailies take like 10 minutes. Like it's super quick. Assuming you just do bare minimum. Okay, so all that's out of the way. Let's go take out Shaman. For this, we will be a little bit more limited in what we can use, but we will use the team that we showed on Monday. Which is Black Manacle into triple Soothsayer. Where'd it go? There it is, Shaman class. We already showed this on Monday, of course. I will not be doing it with Titan, though. There's just an example if you kept going further. However, for the sake of EXP, we shall be using it with Slayer. The only downside of that is we don't have half mana start, but every hero class I still need a level doesn't have half mana start. So one of the reasons why they're not leveled is they don't even have it to begin with. That little quick kill option. All the hero classes with half mana start are at least average at best, if not better. Just because half mana start is really important on a hero class. And all the ones we have left don't have it. What made me like Gems of War? Probably its quick pacing, I would say overall. Then its progression system. Particularly the early game progression system. I used to make accounts like almost every few months. New ones for this game. As of recently, I haven't actually made a new account since the Switch account, which was 14 months ago. But this game does have a really fun early game, especially when you know what you're doing. But even if you don't know what you're doing, it's still decently fun. Just because it makes you play the game a lot differently than an end game when you have literally everything. You got to level 900 today. Nice. Yeah, this game has a really fun, quick pacing. It's also something that you can easily pick up and put down, which is what I like. It's really good for short sessions, even though we're going to be doing some really long streams this weekend. Longer than we have been normally for Gems of War. For example, the morning stream, we're probably not ending until we reach like 98 Slayer. It's obviously going to take some time. And then we'll finish it to 100 at night. What was your question? My bad. Chad, question. On the game board, where are the stage stats of souls, gold, maps, etc.? Do they increase like 200 gold, 80 souls, etc.? No, there's no way to ever permanently increase them. However, there are troops that can increase them. The two most noteworthy are Ferris Ra, which is a mythic, and what was the other thing? Ferris Ra and Cedric Sparklesack. Cedric Sparklesack you can actually is a legend, but you obtain it from Volkeys, and this weekend you'll be able to get Volkeys pretty easily. But Cedric increases it by 100%, which will make your gold go from 100 to 200. For each one, it will basically give you 100 additional gold. And Ferris Ra gives you 60 additional souls, so it ends up giving you 150% bonus. So one single Ferris Ra would actually bring your gold cap all the way to 100 souls, which is pretty nice. Alternatively, there are Necromancies for 50%, which will give 20 souls, and Merchants for 25% gold, which will give you 25 gold. But, yeah, those basically just, for the duration of the battle, give you an additional gold cap. That's the only way you can ever increase it. There's no, like, level or anything like that where they just permanently become higher. That'd be kind of cool if they ever did. Because that would help upscale some of those troops. Like, if beyond level 1000 or level 1000 something, you start gaining, like, a higher cap on some of them. Because that would allow various troops that do boost on them to go a little bit further than they currently do. Because the meta advances into the future. You know, who knows? Maybe they'll eventually do it. But as the meta keeps advancing, as far as how high stats are and everything, they will become increasingly less effective. Anything with soul boost ratio or anything with gold boost ratio. Because similar to things that are boost ratioed based on how many are on the board or anything like that, they are very limited in how much they can actually boost by compared to things like stats and such. It's one of the reasons why Rowan and Phoenicia, for example, increasingly get better as more stats come into the game, whereas things like Skeleton Key become worse as more come into the game, more stats, simply because its damage is pretty much predetermined by the cap of gold. So more stats coming into the game doesn't really help it. If anything, it actually is a hindrance, since HP would gain at a quicker rate than its damage would off of magic. Things like Phoenicia doesn't have that problem because of its double boost ratio. And same as Rowan. Even more so because there's even more armor than magic. What do we grab here? We'll take that for now. Almost at the point where this doesn't one-shot anymore. And by at the point, I mean right now we already are at the point where it doesn't one-shot anymore. Still good though, still good. And he'll just die to bleed. I might as well just let it die to bleed at this point. Or skull, that works too. And there we go. Almost there. We get gems for those. Do you have a good team for the class trial? What do you mean? What we're doing right now? You can just use this. Only real upgrade you could do for this is Ketris, which I might switch over to. I didn't show it with Ketris for the video because a lot of people don't have Ketris or double Ketris, but you can run that and just feed them up with Shaman. In that instance, it would kind of be required for you to run Shaman though. Currently, I'm obviously just running the Black Manacle thingy. This will increasingly become not as good. As long as we still double shot with it, it's probably worth it. I think for tier 4, I might need to switch. But for right now, it's fine. And you can theoretically run this all the way if you really want to, if you didn't have other options. Just because if you don't have Ketris, this is probably your best option to run through the event. Oh, yeah, I'll go for that. Why not? Let me get Skull distracted. There we go. And of course, you can get Devours occasionally. It's This works very well for killing them out with the extra stats that you get from Devour. Ooh, Last of Us 2 is coming out nice. Obviously, my choice will be with Gems of War. That is a pretty hard choice. I've skipped over on Vault events before. Most of them not intentionally, though. I missed 3 Vault events last year, all because I went away. And I didn't try planning it that way, but every single time I went away last year for something, there was a Vault event, which was very annoying. One was during Hurricane, which obviously I had absolutely zero control over. One was around when I went away right before 4th of July. And the other one was in October. So like the 3 times I went away last year was during all of the Vault events. Actually, did I miss the one in December too? I can't remember. I think I might have. I might have actually missed 4. Can't remember. Let's see. We'll take that over. Obviously, I technically have enough resources where I really don't need to do them. But Vault event, regardless of what point you are in the game, are still pretty helpful. It's the highest rate of resources you can ever get while farming. And even if you're not farming a lot, it's still good to get some amount of grind in. Not sure how much total we'll probably be doing this weekend. I'd probably say about 20-ish hours, I believe it's going to take us. Based on how much we still have left to level. Like a Slayer Hero class, like every 2 levels, 2 to 3 levels will take us an hour to complete. And we got like, let's see, 10, 15, 25. We're going to have 17, so what is that? That's 42. We're going to have about 42 levels to get. So if you break that down, that's approximately 21 hours or so. Give or take a few hours. So that's about how long we'll probably be grinding Vault event this weekend. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Depends how it comes out too. Also, I really should switch to Ketris right here. There we go. Let's see, how many more stages do we have left? We'll finish out this round and then we'll switch to Ketris if we're going to do that. The only problem is I don't gain Slayer XP if I switch to Ketris, which is the main reason I don't want to. Oh, why'd I take that? Whoops. And we can be boosting magic if we need to. That doesn't really end up helping too much, but it definitely helps. Since every cast we do will have 1 additional damage. That stacks to every subsequent cast. So, hello, Damon. Hello, Cookie. Hello, Liz. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dawnbringer with 3 of any yellow. Yes, that is always an option, assuming there's a yellow within the faction. You can run that. It's the main day that I normally run Dawnbringer. I didn't do that with this team just because we have so much brown gain. And it's match. Let's switch to the Ketris one real quick. We won't gain the other XP for it, but if we switch over to Shaman, which is right next to it, put in our double Ketris, and then just put a mountain there. Should be good to go. So let's go mountain. Put in double Ketris. And change our banner. Leave brown, red. Should be fine. There we go. +2 brown, +1 red. Okay, should be good. And technically that's +3 brown. And this is what you could run for the event thingy. If you only have 1 Soothsayer, if you only have 1 Ketris, run double Soothsayer. Also, we have enough brown gain that even if we don't Surge Brown, we get full mana at the start of battle. And then you just throw Ketris on that one, throw Ketris on this one, repeat. I didn't show this for the Monday video because obviously it's pretty expensive, even just having 1 Ketris, let alone 2. But you can run this for the entirety of the event. It'd be pretty good. I believe it does eventually fall off on one-shotting though. but it would still double shot for sure at any point. I mean, you want to get both these to full mana if we can first, and then just kill them out. Not easy as that. I just realized I wasn't running what magic was. I still had armor. I was wondering why it took a little bit longer for those Black Manacles teams. I think I was completely forgetting to use armor. I mean, magic. That would explain it. I was gonna get a revive here. I'm gonna kill this in reverse order. Oh, it survived! I was expecting it to die there. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Now we're really gonna have to multicast on it. Because now I need to cast 2 more times just to kill that fail. Major fail. Oh, and he's gonna get resummoned. Ultra mega fail. At least he created color I need. A lot of color I need. There we go. Okay, should be matched now. Throw that down. Throw this other one down. Should actually probably hit last slot directly there. Instead, would have been safer. And then hit second slot. And then just hit the first slot with Skull. Oh well. Oh, oops, you're blocking my color. There we go. Okay, and it should be match. Luckily we got that one random Skull, which made it enough damage already. Because normally when you're using Ketris, you need a Skull poke on first slot. If you can get it from free from your board control, works out nicely. Of course, taking it manually is not too big a deal. It speeds it up when it happens automatically. Okay, we only have 1 brown to explode. I probably shouldn't do that then. So we'll go for that. Gotta catch us up. We'll try for brown sky. Didn't get it. I'm gonna ignore the skulls. He can have it. And then we'll go through all this. Make sure he doesn't get mana there, just in case he escapes. Not like he has any HP too, and he's dead. Yeah, 4 times Fairish Raw isn't really too viable, though. I have tried it before, and it's pretty funny seeing such a big soul number. But, it's not really that realistic to do. And at one point, it could actually do over 1,000 souls. I believe it's closer to 800 something. Mostly because they removed that other bonus soul thing that you can get in most of the other farming locations. But it's still a pretty hefty amount of souls, nonetheless. Is it time to talk about the stuff that's in next patch? No, they haven't spoiled it yet, have they? I don't believe they have. I haven't seen it on their social. I haven't also checked their social. Let me see. I'll go check it on Twitter, I guess. Let's see. Twitter. Twitter. Gems of War. Have they posted anything yet? Nope. Have they on the forum? I don't believe so. Well, while I'm here, I should probably go get the code. Since I'm already on the forum right now. I don't see anything on it. Other than on the spoiler thread, but that's not official. Nope. I don't believe they have. So I shall not discuss it yet. Though we will soon TM. But no, I don't see anything on it. At least officially, anyways. There we go. Anyways. Oh, yeah, duh. I just said I was going to go do code, so I'm going to go do a code. Might as well. We did that one, so I believe it's either this one or one below. Actually, it should be the one below this one. Because I remember we did the G one last time. So that means that one doesn't work, which is correct. And that means this one does, which is correct. Here you guys go. Here is the redeem code in a second. Let me just go paste this in. Copy. Paste. And there you guys go. There's a redeem code used on gemsofwar.com for the game code section. Your invite code can be underneath the settings menu right over there. This is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code is right over there in chat. Copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with QG. And to give the same order as always, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. There you guys go. Okay, where should we go? Let's go to PvP then. And grind that out. We still have our really low PvP rating. So we can still get our very quick XP. Can I tell you guys if it's a good or bad patch? It's a weird patch. It's a very weird patch. It's probably the weirdest 0.0 we've ever had. Overall. Yeah, we don't use brown anymore. I'm just so used to using brown. Where's the loss of my mana? Let's take that. Seriously, where on earth is our mana? Oh, we didn't even get blue off the sky. Come on now. How hard is it to get 1 mana? There we go. Wow. But yeah, it's a weird patch. I'm not sure how to describe it without giving away everything. And it definitely gives you something to do, if nothing else. The only problem is if you don't do the thing, similar like Delves or, you know, one of the other dailies, it might kind of make it seem like you're behind slightly. But it doesn't take that long, from what I've seen in the beta. And it's also very, very generous to how much time you have available. So if you only have time available at like one given time during the week, it would be fine. It's not like a thing where it's like if you don't get it done on day 1, you just completely lose out. I don't feel like there's nothing too big to worry about for next patch. Some people will kind of like it, some people just find it pretty meh. But overall, it's not doing anything too bad. There's only one really specific thing that's kind of up in the air. And I'm not sure if they tweaked it yet or not. I should probably go check the beta thread thingy and see. But I'm not sure if they tweaked it or not. I need to go double check the updated patch notes. If they've even updated the patch notes. Obviously the one that will go public will be fully updated. I'm not sure if they updated the one that's in the beta. No, it's better than the new World event. It's not going to be that bad. It's not World lore event bad. Let's see. We'll throw that down. Yeah, like every single patch, that's pretty normal. When the patch does launch, the new feature will not actually be available until the following week. That's normal for almost every patch. They never do the midweek because most of them aren't capable of running midweek. That'd be like if Guild Wars started on a Wednesday. Like, that wouldn't work. But most of them are like that. Though the only thing you might not like about it, Opportunist, is we will have a higher frequency of World lore events. Which we already know is going to be a thing at some point. And we already know that Raids is ending soon. So that's kind of already public knowledge at this point. But the other event will be kind of replacing it out some. Or not replacing it out, but the World lore event will be, I mean. Not completely. And how specifically I'll mention once it's actually out, because I can't really mention it now. But its frequency definitely does increase World lore event. However, that might also mean they might make drastic changes more so to World lore event, given that we'll be having it so much more frequently. That was something we knew for a while, though. Because they mentioned they want to make Raids and Tower of Doom eventually weekend events. Though they are doing Tower of Doom slightly differently than that. As we'll see soon, TM. But Raids is just going to become a weekend event like Invasions, which is something we knew for a while. Because our last Raid event ever, I believe, is in 1 week from now? I'm pretty sure it's not this Monday, but the following Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Because next week is, wait, is it then? I'm not sure when. Where's the next week? I need to go double check. I believe we have one more raid event. Let's see. We'll throw that down for now. Grab our other thing. Hello, Captain. Welcome. Oh, never mind. Next week is last raids. I thought it was a little bit further away than that. But yeah, very soon, TM. Wait, did she show screenshots the other night? I didn't check her. I thought she canceled Wednesday streams. Hold up. Can I actually mention stuff? I don't have the screenshots on me right now, though. Let me see. Are they posted somewhere online? Or would I just have to go through her stream? Let's see. Trying to see if I can find it. Well, I know where her stream is, but I wanted to see if it was posted on the thingy thing. Because that'd make it a lot more convenient. Let's see, did we get images? Oh, those are from too long ago. It wouldn't have been from her stream. I know, I'd have to hunt them down through her stream, unless anyone has them all taken already from her stream. Oh, she didn't end up mentioning it? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that'd be a weird stream for her to do it on. The Puzzle Quest stream. I thought she's leaked weirder things on Puzzle Quest streams before. So it's not too far out there. Let's see, what am I looking for? Also, how do we not one-shot it? Still all these annoying battles that aren't actually killable. That seem like they are, but aren't. Oh, what was Chad asking? But if you needed some souls without Fair Shra, Arena's your best bet. That or getting Dragon Soul this week. Dragon Soul's still available for a few days. He's the best soul farming option you can get. As far as a troop that accumulates souls, other than Fair Shra. He's much cheaper than getting a Fair Shra. Oh, good, Defiant. Let's see, we'll throw that down for now. Like, this is a battle that looks like we can one-shot it, but there's a good chance we might actually have enough durability where we can't. Let's hope that is not the case. So let me double check. I am running armor, right? Yeah, we're running armor. Just making sure. Yeah, arena drafting is a little bit weird with how they have it set up. So if you know what starting weapon you're going for, you can kind of choose your colors based on that. Like what kind of troops you go for. Really big boost ratios is really important in picking what you choose. Sometimes even if there's mana overlap, you still would want to get like one really nice boost ratio onto your team. That and mana accumulators, particularly ones that can feed into whatever weapon you're choosing, tend to be some of the biggest picks when you go through arena. Dawnbringer is the most broken thing to go through. It's actually impossible for you to fight someone else who has Dawnbringer, and when you use Dawnbringer, you still get the boost ratio off all the yellows. And pretty much the second you cast Dawnbringer, you won. Even if it doesn't kill, you gain barrier, so it's not like you're gonna die. And that applies to your whole team. But otherwise, Runic Blade and Black Manacles tend to be some of the go-to weapons. There's a few other ones too, but they tend to be some of the best for scaling in Arena. Why can't you get any low casual PvP battles? You have not done any PvP this week and you're ranked 42,500 or 50. But it is based on a few other factors. Maybe try doing one PvP battle and see if that helps it a little bit. But I don't know, sure. Maybe try changing up your defend team. Though my defend team set to something pretty strong, and I'm still finding weak battles. Because having a weaker defend team would help you find weaker opponents as well. Hello, weaker opponents. You jinxed it. You earned all my weak opponents. Yeah, you could do a ranked battle or lose, or do a ranked battle and win. Sometimes I find doing a ranked battle and winning can sometimes be better, though. But you could do it in either direction. And what's good about that is it'll change the pool of enemies that you're finding. So if you're finding your current cycle is giving you a lot of the same things that aren't really that useful, you can then go and basically repick it by going up or down in rank. That's too high. There we go. Yeah, we'll go until we get one more level. And then tomorrow we'll grind out the rest. And I believe that will be 85, right? In which case... Oh, no, 84. So in which case that'll bring us to 84 Slayer, 85 Oracle, and 90 Diabolist. So tomorrow we will finish out Slayer. And then Saturday we'll finish out Oracle. And then Sunday we will finish out Diabolist. And then by the end of this weekend, we are done. And never need to worry about a hero class ever again. I don't know, what will we grind for now? There's something to do so in next patch. We'll have plenty of grind to make up for it. Let's see. Though you can do both simultaneously next patch. Hero and the other thing. Yeah, it always tends to circle around the same, like, several battles. And going up and down in rank can basically change what you're getting for those several. If you're finding that those several are not good for battling. And that's one of the reasons why going up in rating can actually be a good thing, to repick them. It's because it gives you a different pool of table. Because if you're at tier 15 and you're still at tier 15 by going down, it might not necessarily give you new enemies. But if you go from tier 15 to 14, it would give you new enemies. And that's one of the reasonings behind actually going up rather than down. And then obviously after that, if you're still not getting good ones, you would then go down rather than up. But basically, if you're at tier 14, you'd want to go down to tier 15. And if you're at tier 15, you'd want to go up to tier 14. But yeah, this is as much as like a legal exploit as doing level 20 factions are. Like, it's so good for what it does that it probably shouldn't exist within the game, but it's still 100% allowed. I don't do the faction farming one, though. Mostly because it requires you to keep a kingdom at level 20. Or, I mean, a faction, I mean. which for most people that's reasonable to do. But obviously, if you're trying to max out all of them, it's gonna make it so you have a whole less stat every single time, which isn't too big a deal, but can make a difference in Guild Wars. Plus, that means if you ever do eventually want to max it, you got to do it on a Tuesday event, which is always annoying. I'm glad I never need to do that anymore. I'm never going to need to do another Tuesday event faction. Obviously, we still do them for their free amount, but, you know, to, like, full 500 completion, I never need to do again. Already got them all done, so we don't need to. Who knows, maybe they'll eventually extend it to 2 days, since Wednesday's just a pet event anyways. And if anyone has any questions or anything else I miss, let me know and we'll make sure to go over them all. And then this weekend we will hunt for all the gnomes and finally be done with hero classes. It's going to feel weird going into next week, being able to use any hero class in the entire game without feeling obligated to have to level one. Because from here forth, after this weekend, assuming I do finish it all, which I should be able to, we will never need to worry about hero classes ever again. As far as going out of our way to set one, just for the sake of leveling rather than for its viability. As a hello, Isabel, welcome. Which means we'll need to start putting all the meta back on everything, since we won't have a team restriction thing for it anymore. For example, Skeleton Key Team runs actually with Thief most optimally, due to its 7% free instant kill chance, as well as the 7 damage to back, which allows it to get into kill range a lot easier. The team we're currently running would run with a Green Storm, because not only does it give it Entangle, so it can't really hit back or do anything, but more importantly, it gives us that Green Storm, which goes right into Rowan, which helps us get a really good first Cascade at the start of battle, which can help speed this up even more by consistently giving us a higher chance of extra turn. This is the whole reason you normally see me going to Zhejian to do my events. The main reason for that is when we're mass farming, which would still be even better to do if we were trying to farm Gnome event, but I do want to get better XP rate, so I'll probably do the PvP method. But the main reason why I am normally in Zhejian is there's a troop that actually gives you Green Storm. So regardless of what hero class you have, about 1/4 of the times or so, you'll actually have a free Green Storm automatically. It's actually the whole reason why I normally do Zhejian, and it doesn't have any other annoying mechanics, but also because it has that free Green Storm. However, you can get that every single battle if you use a hero class that actually has it. However, most hero classes, of course, do not have Green Storm attached to them, and all the ones that do I already have maxed. This should be weak enough. We'll find out. The answer is yes. There we go. Oh yeah, the little brown metal thingy. Yeah, that was for the sub thing that we have below the stream. Helps support the channel and gives those little emoji things. I still need to add more to it. I believe we have enough that we can add another emoji. I just don't have one made up to add to it. But we'll put something in there. I forgot how many we currently have joined. If we have at least 10 people, I think we can add another. I'll take that for now. Grab that, grab that, grab that. That should be dead. A lot of Tyree teams for whatever reason. That might be the same feud just over and over again. I don't know, do early game players use Tyree? At one point in early game she was okay. I feel like in the current state of early game she's not that great. Not that she's bad. Well, you get her pretty early, which might be one of the reasons why people go for her. Due to how they changed the kingdoms. She's actually the most viable early game epic, so maybe that's why actually. I forgot, because the new system kind of almost forces you to go Tyree a little bit early. And of all the ones that you get early on, Tyree actually is the best one of them. Well, technically the attacking one might be of Luther from the very first one. But Tyree gets a lot of mana accumulation. So if a person hasn't found a lot of mana accumulation options, they might use that. Yeah, I guess in that instance, Tyree's not that bad. Because a new system forces you to go for Tyree as like the second or third kingdom you do. Tyree is technically the best map farmer, yes. So some people do use her passively for gaining maps in early game. Particularly people who like treasure hunts. So yeah, that might be actually one of the other big reasons. Almost forgot about that. I'm so used to having infinite maps. But yeah, Tyree is the most viable way to get more maps in the game. It's not worth doing that because ever since they added an ability to buy 200 maps at once, Glory is way more efficient for it because you can instantly buy 200 within seconds using 6,000 Glory. And while you do need 6,000 Glory, if you count the actual amount of time it takes you to buy that many maps, it only takes you about 30 seconds, whereas farming 200 treasure maps can take you literal hours. So it's normally better just to buy them. Even farming Glory and then converting them into maps, I believe, is quicker. Actually, no, that's not true. But if you passively get it off of gnome events, your Glory, your spare Glory, it's probably quicker doing it that way. Even though you only get about 2,000 to 3,000 during a gnome event per hour. But if you were to manually grind for like something like 200 treasure maps, I'm pretty sure that takes close to... I gained our level nice. Pretty sure that takes close to 3 hours. Which is about the same amount of time to gain that Glory. It's normally not worth going out of your way for, but if you're passively getting it up, it's not bad. Like if you just randomly have a Tyree for mana accumulation on your team, you'd probably gain like 10 maps per hour just for free automatically. And in early game, it doesn't really hinder your speed much if you don't have that many other options. How do you make it a second account and play from the beginning? There's a couple different ways. One is you could play on a different platform. The other is constantly switching back and forth, which I don't really advise, but you could do. And the other, if you're on Steam, is you just make another Steam account. I believe you could do the same thing on Switch. If you just make a different Switch user, you could just do it with the other user, and I believe they'll both be different rather than the same. I know in Steam you can do that. It uses a completely different Steam account, and then that account will have a different one than your base one. I think you could do that on all console versions as well. I'm not 100% certain on that. But, yeah, you just do it that way. I'm not sure if there's a method to do it on your phone, though, other than switching back and forth, but it's really tedious to do. It's not really advised because you have to have both of their passwords remembered. If I'm not mistaken, it auto-generates password, which are hard to remember. I forget there's a way to change it to something specifically. Like, I have no clue what mine is. For the beta, I normally just have to reset it and then just have it go like that for it. Just because I never memorize it. Because it's just random numbers and letters. It's almost like a redeem code, but even longer and more complicated. Does anyone else have any other questions? Let me know. Otherwise, we'll probably wrap up soon. And then tomorrow we shall continue our adventure. And get the Slayer to 100, which gains almost no benefit for doing so. But, still nonetheless. Actually, wait, does Slayer gain 1? Does it gain triple burning? Hold up. Never mind, it does actually gain 1. Except it's already like other hero classes. So it actually does gain a good benefit. The only problem is it's so similar to other hero classes that's not that worth it. But it does gain triple damage on burning, which is pretty good. but there's already hero classes that are almost the exact same as this thing. Do you consider Alderfather to be a good troop? Yes, Alderfather is actually really good. I only really use it normally for Red Guild War Defend, if I even use it at all. But yes, it is a good troop. If I'm not mistaken, it is the only scroll spammer in the game that can summon something that has attack gain. Actually, no, that's not true. The other faction one does as well. But Exorator... Oh no, Exorator doesn't have summon directly on it though, does it? Never mind. Never mind, no. Exorator doesn't have it. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Alderfather is the only troop, scroll spam troop in the game that summons something that has an attack gain. Potentially. It's only 50% chance. But I'm pretty sure it's the only one, unless I'm forgetting one. Something with scroll spam that has an attack gain summon. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the only one. Alderfather. I need to go double check, but I'm pretty sure it is. Which is a nice double mechanic to have. Since attack gain works really good with scroll spam. Yeah, you can check it on any platform that you're on. It shows on regardless of which platform you're on. Any account you have your account linked to will show the password when you click show password. You just click the button in game. I'm never going to go to the page just to make sure I don't accidentally click the button. But yeah, I guess you're right. So I could do that whenever I would just want to put into the beta. Because normally the issue of doing it on one platform, like on PC to PC, is you can't view what you currently have your set to. But yeah, I didn't think about that for the beta. I actually could do it that way. If I needed to. For whenever the next beta comes around. Is you just look at your phone to see what it is. That is very true. I kind of forgot about that. Because I don't use the mobile version that often. If I do, it's just to take a few tributes. I never actually play on the mobile version. We're so close to that level, I almost want to get it now. We'll see. I think I'll just do a few more battles. Not too big a deal. We'll gain plenty of levels this weekend. And we'll gain even more value for them when we're doing them as well. Bam, 84, 85, and 90. And soon they'll all be 100. That is the game plan. It's going to be a lot of grinding. Might be a little bit tedious, but once we get it done, never again will we have to use a wrong hero class just for XP. It's going to feel really good. Because I haven't been able to do that for ages now. I think the last time you did that was when hero classes kind of first came out. It was like, gosh, 2 years ago. Like almost all time since 2 years ago. Because it came out around this time last year, or 2 years ago, was when the hero class change ended up happening. Because I believe it was July. It's about the time when this next patch is happening, was when hero class happened 2 years ago. So yeah, for almost 2 years now, we haven't been able to use any hero classes we want. We'd had to have always used somewhat for leveling purposes. Obviously in some game modes, we'd switch to Titan and stuff like that and use Optimal. But especially Guild Wars and stuff like that. But and it's been 2 years since for any battle, we could just use whatever we want. So yeah, it'll be nice. And I believe that's actually before the 2 year mark as well. I forget the exact date it came out on. But it was around this time 2 years ago. I remember because the one that came after was the Delve event for 4.0, which was the patch that came around in August when Sin and Mirage came in 2 years ago. I think that was like mid to late August. Remembering all the dates. No, actually I don't remember too far back. Maybe like 2 or 3 years. Anything from first year is kind of fuzzy. Also because I wasn't making content at that time either. Even though I was still playing the game. so it's harder to keep track of dates for things. Because I could always link dates up to like videos and stuff like that earlier or later in the game cycle. But technically all of it's later in the game cycle now because I started making content after like a year into the game. No. Next patch does not have new Zugov in it, I don't believe. Will we eventually be getting a new Zugov? Yeah, likely. They've even mentioned it. But, no, I don't believe next patch is directly bringing it, at least not immediately. It'll have the capability to bring it in as of next patch. But it's not like we're instantly going to get a Zugov as soon as, or a new Zugov as soon as next patch hits. It shouldn't anyways. I don't recall seeing anything in patch notes that would say otherwise. You have to keep in mind, anything that they're data mining, if they are doing stuff like that, it might be hard for them to determine the exact data on something. And there's a possibility it's in the data, but it's not coming till later. And that I'm pretty sure is one of the things that is. "2001 days on your guild, nice." Actually, how many days have I made my own guild? I made my own guild as of 1,435 days ago. That was when I made my guild. So we've been going for, what? That's like 4 years now, right? Math, how's that work? I forget how many days are in a year. Isn't it 365? What's 365 times 4? It's almost the 4-year anniversary of my guild, I think. 365 times 4. Don't you have to add one because of leap year? So that's either 1,460 or 1,461. So yeah, in 1 month will be the 4-year anniversary of my guild. We are so close. But yeah, that was actually when we were still streaming on Twitch. Was when we made this guild. That's how long ago it's been. I only streamed on Twitch for like 2 months, I think. 2 or 3 months when I first started streaming. And then I was like, wait, why does anyone stream on Twitch? Unless you're like a really big Twitch streamer. I really do not understand why people prefer Twitch. You would have to be like a 100 to 300 plus viewer stream every single stream you ever do. Plus have a really big social media presence kind of streamer to make it on Twitch. If you're anything below that, it is kind of pointless compared to YouTube or almost any other location that isn't Twitch. Just because they're so saturated with people. There's way too many people competing for a limited viewer base. No, the game hasn't existed for 6 years. It's been 5.5 though. It's coming up to 6. This November will be the 6-year anniversary of the game. So we're 5 months away from 6 years. However, some people might have started as early as October. I believe Australia had access to Gems of War as early as October. And then I think one mobile version had it as early as September, late October. Or early November, and then Steam didn't get it PC until late November of 2014. Yes, Keylime no longer does Gems of War. I think the game he's been streaming recently was Monster Train, which was a roguelike I was considering picking up, but I didn't end up doing so. Most recent roguelike I got into was One Step from Eden. Doesn't work as good for streaming though. It's really fast paced. So if someone's just coming in having no clue what's going on, they're not going to know what's going on. Because it is ultra fast-paced, especially in indie game. Like once you get really good at the game. Like a battle starts and then it ends within like seconds. Most battles. Let's see. Like even more hectic than Gems of War in that regard. Yeah, Keylime ended up quitting to do other games and such. Yeah, it is a very small Gems of War saturation on Twitch. It would be a really bad game to stream on Twitch. Some are better than others. Of games that I would could cover, Animal Crossing would theoretically be the best thing for me to stream on Twitch rather than on YouTube. I still just currently do it on YouTube. Let's see. Good in that. At this rate, I guess we're getting that level. We already came so close at this point, I might as well go get it. Level 1556. What did Salty say about it? I'm not sure anyone has even brought it to her attention, though she might have known. We're not sure. I don't think she's mentioned it on stream. I forget. Yeah, Key Lime stopped making content for about 2 or 3 weeks now. It's been gone for a little while now. But he still makes content, he just doesn't make Gems of War content anymore. I just you did say something about it then. I'll take that for now. Better explosion. Let me do my turn. Stop cascading. Also, at this rate, we might even reach level 85 class, which would be perfect because then we'll have 2 level 85s. And how close are we? Might just go all the way. Not to 100, obviously, but you know, to 85. Oh yeah, duh. We're 1 battle away. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely get it then. We'll go get level 85 on this, and then we'll go get a hero level as well. And then we'll go into tomorrow with level 85 Slayer, 85 Oracle, and a 100 or 90 Dabalist. No, don't repick that. No, I wanted that. I hate when it does that. When it doesn't actually initialize the click. I will keep going till we gain a hero level then. Right now. Which we are very close to. Just need to fill up the rest of that bar. If it were not your older building teams for Guild War is bust for me because you still don't quite get it with the color teams. You said Alder Father can be used on Red Guild War, but also isn't he green purple? No, Red Guild War defend. Not Red Guild War offensive. He's used on Red Guild War defensive on your defend team because you're allowed to set any color for your defend team. And the reason why he's used for Red Guild War defend is because of he converts red to Doomskull. I mean, red to Skull, which makes him a really good red day counter. Because Skull Spam is not only good against it, of which he has an attack gaining troop as well as on potential summon, but he also has summon, which can help if they start killing you too quickly, which red has a lot of burst damage. And it also has anti-red, so you get to remove all their red for Doom Skulls. I mean, for Skulls, I mean. I keep thinking Glaceon when I say Doom Skulls, but it does have, it does get to convert them to Skulls. As long as you're converting them to not, well, ideally it's Skulls. As long as you're dealing them to something that's not red or blue, it tends to work pretty well. Because blue's the other color that gets used pretty heavily on Red Guild War Day. A lot of true damage builds on Red Day use blue. Also, Zugoff build uses blue. You're using Titan Essence of Evil, Dragon Soul, Umanef, and Mirage Queen for Dooms. Yeah, that sounds like it would work. Should you change things? You're falling apart at floor 18. I might need to change out Dragon Soul then. I think you can still get away with Umanif. But yeah, as Kirsten mentions, Tesla's pretty good. I ran Tesla through the entire thing. The only battle I did not use Tesla on was the very, very final battle, just because I didn't want to risk losing it, so I used the Ketris build. But yeah, I used Tesla for pretty much every single battle this entire time, except for the very beginning and the very end. I used Tesla the entire time, all the way to 25, just not for the final room 25. Though it could do that. I just did a different team for safety measures, so we wouldn't lose. Because the Yasmin team is very strong with Ketris for not losing, due to the fact that you have an HP gain. And while Tesla still has really good damage the entire time, she does have a little bit of a death vibe scare that can happen. Like, she's not as good for tanking. It's not too big a deal, because she still has the damage output. Very few teams actually do get away with survivability. It's one of the reasons why I do generally like going Yasmin, if we can, for brown, red, and green Tower of Doom. Just because doing that into Ketris is super, super safe for not losing. Still technically possible off a Death Mark, but very rare. Do I know the difference between a roguelike and a roguelite? Yes. A roguelite normally has mechanics where you have a bit of a progression system that doesn't necessarily full reset you every single time. Roguelikes normally do have a progression system, at least in the sense they have more unlockables, but they are completely at random, and you don't generally gain any kind of like super permanent kind of effect that'll make your runs a lot easier. Whereas roguelites are normally like a lot of mini resets while still maintaining permadeath, but it has really big mechanical things where if you unlock them, it greatly makes things easier, or like to further your progression. Whereas most roguelites do not really gain that much of a curve of easiness once you end up getting unlocks. They normally maintain, like, almost your first run could almost be like an end game run, or at least after your first few if they have storyline locks. But basically a roguelite is basically just a more it's normally a longer form of a roguelike almost, just with less restrictions as far as things that actually help progress you. Whereas roguelikes are almost like a full reset every time, with a few exceptions. I probably explained that like really horribly. Like, I would know the difference if I see a game and could label it, but explaining it's kind of weird. Let's see. Take that over. Yeah, Mank is always a pretty good go-to option if you have no clue what to use for any game mode. And sometimes it's your most viable option depending on what point you are within the game as well. Mang is never a wrong option. Like, there's almost no battle in the game where Mang is wrong. It's just not necessarily the quickest every single option, or for every single game mode. But I know on my Nintendo Switch account, when I made that new account about a year ago, I ran Mang for almost literally everything. We did it for bet battles, we did it for dungeons, we did it for every single one of the weekly events that would occur, like raids and stuff like that. Obviously, we couldn't use it for every Guild War day, but for 2 of the Guild War days, I think I ended up even using it, obviously brown, red. Yeah, you could use it for like everything if you really want to. The only thing you don't really use it for is for quick kills, because no quick kill team would actually run Mang, because it's not a quick option. It's a safe option to win, but it's not a quick option. It might be quicker than other things you have when you're upscaling, because it's the best upscaling weapon that you get for free in the entire game. But it's definitely not the quickest of things in most situations, but super safe and good at not losing. All you have to do is set like Titan to Mang, and you're pretty much good to go. Well, this level is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I keep forgetting how a little bit of EXP bar can actually take forever and a half to actually obtain. I'll still keep going. Might as well keep going until we get that level at this point. Only problem is that little sliver is probably like 20 minutes. Actually, it would go technically slightly faster if we did it in PvP, but I mean in Explore. We don't get as much XP for class, but we get more XP for hero. It's kind of weird how that is. But Explorer 2 and 3 has the quickest hero XP in the game. But PvP 1 trophy has the quickest class XP in the game. Because there is a difference. Class XP is the one that you use to level up your hero classes. The ones that go up to 100. Whereas hero XP is the one where you get the big number up on your hero. The one that's normally over 1,000 for most people, this one. How far did I get in Delves on the Switch version? I never got into them at all. I just did level 20 farming. I never got past level 20 farming on my Switch. You have to get really late into the game to bother going into Delves like that. I was just farming level 20 factions. We had no need to go any further than that. Can you copy paste a level team for Tower of Doom that would carry you through? What do you mean by level team? You mean for like the later levels? You could end up just doing Mang with mana accumulation then. So like Mang, Gimlet, something something. Maybe even move the Gimlet a bit back. Because that will give you Enrage even if your hero class doesn't have Enrage. You want to make sure whatever hero class you're using has Barrier on Brown. And just tear apart everything with Mang Skull. And also if you had level 100 Titan, it can't even be death marked by the Doom either. Which is very beneficial. I don't feel like Elhamagrim team is worth it. Because you would need Infernus and Elhamagrim. And I have tried it for Tower of Doom before. And while it does work for the earlier battles, I feel like it falls off by about 15. Just because it doesn't upscale. It has a bit of a loop, but it doesn't upscale. Are we doing the final thing for that one paper game? Probably won't be this week. Because obviously this weekend will be focused on Gems of War completely. Oh no, we might do it next week. We'll see. I want to focus on recording some stuff next week too. In case next patch is earlier than I think it is. Just to make sure I already have everything recorded that I want to go get recorded. So I might not have that many streams going on throughout the week. I want to definitely prioritize that. It's still 2.5 weeks until preview stream. Wait, is it 100% confirmed that they're not doing preview until July? I did hear mention of that. I haven't seen anywhere where it was 100% confirmed though. But if that is the case, then yeah, it's probably a good 3 weeks away then. Which does make sense because that's about the time when it came out last year. I think it was closer to early July. What do you mean, or so? Did Salty say that? You went Mace, Divinia, Dragon Soul, and Elhamagrim. Yeah, that would end up working. Basically a pure dragon team. Oh, you mentioned that team yesterday? My bad. I did not see it. I haven't ran Pure Dragon for a while. It's been off meta for a while. But it's not bad. Biggest issue with that is Submerge. But if your hero class has Dispel, you wouldn't. It wouldn't matter. Oh, I was on one of the text files in the game. Yeah, they plan everything ahead of time. You've gone up and down, still no low battles? I'm not sure why. I always end up getting low battles through this. Try changing your defend team. That might be the other thing that's causing it. What you get matched with is determined by many factors. But one of them is your current PvP rating and what like little bracket thingy it's in. You know, like tier 15, tier 2, tier 1, whatever it's in. Normally it's in either tier 1 or all the way at the bottom. But it's determined by that. It's determined by what your hero level is, which obviously you can't change. It's determined by your defend team, which you can change. You want it to be as low statted as possible, ideally. Although I generally just leave whatever there and it's normally fine. It's determined partially by your win rate, which is obviously normally excessively high. But that's technically something you can manipulate, but generally you'd want a high win rate because, you know, you just naturally would. I'm trying to think of what other factors. I know there were several. Some of them I don't even think we know of. What I just mentioned are the main ones. And the most manipulatable ones are your defend team and your current rating. There's also a bit of a different drop table if you're in or not in a guild. But obviously you generally want to be in a guild. Yeah, Dragon Guard cast does have that one protection tree. And protection tree does have that barrier thingy. Or I mean dispel, I mean. It also has barrier at start. Which is pretty good as well. It's actually one of those good traits that Titan is even missing, but it's normally not too big a deal to simply take a brown on first turn. I believe Sentinel has that same thing too, doesn't it? Doesn't Sentinel have guard tree? I can't remember. But barrier at start's pretty beneficial. Because even if you get a bad starting board, you still have protection. What slot should you go after first with Mang? Normally their first slot, then their second slot, then whatever's biggest threat. And the reason for this is you want to tear down their armor so you from the first slot as your absolute first option, ideally without having poked it at all yet. And the main reason you want to do this is because, hey, we gained another level, 86, nice. But the main reason you want to do it on their first slot is so that your skull will initially kill. Generally in a battle, if we go to like a higher battle here, you will notice, like for example here, he has 79 HP and 59 armor. If we were to go and tear apart Divine Shpala, for example, we'd gain 61 attack. Combining that to our value right here, we will be about, what, let's say 120. It's actually slightly lower than that. 120 will not be enough to kill this. However, if we throw Mang at their first slots, we will tear all of its armor, do some damage to it, and our amount of attack damage that we'll have is enough to kill out their first slot. So you always throw Mang at first slot first, then normally second for the exact same reason, in the case that you might still not have enough damage. And then from there, you'll have enough damage to one-shot both of them, even just with your base attack, without having to tear them. So it's normally Mang first, Mang second, and then if you even cast Mang again, which you likely wouldn't need to, you would then cast it at whatever, likely to Doom. Because if you have any other kind of single targets on your team, you'd probably want to kill the Doom next, after the first two. But that's normally how it goes. Alternatively, you can also Mang first slot, then last slots. But you can either do first, second, or first and then whatever biggest threat is. And in Tower of Doom, that's the Doom itself. Yes, you can use Enrage with Titan on it. It helps it through traits. But yeah, Enrage is pretty beneficial with a Mang team. It's particularly good if they have any kind of score reduction related traits. Normally it has enough damage that it wouldn't need it, but it's still good to have. There we go. There's the level I wanted. Took a bit longer than I thought it would take. There we go. And I'm all in on purple for no reason other than just for the sake of being so. But there we go. Let's go grab our tribute. Come on, 25 gems. Come on, gems, gems, gems. Oh, that looks promising. Ah, only 18. Only, that's still a decent amount. But, come on, we're almost at 16,000. It gypped us. I almost want to go open some gold keys just so we get it. Let's see, how many gold keys do I have? I think we can splurge. Let's go get 16,000 gems. Alright, we need a 7, right? Statistically, we should get this after clicking this 4 times. Alright, we should have enough gems now. Aha! There we go, 16,008. Actually, we got a lot of gems from that then. If we only click that 4 times. Because on average, every 100 should be about 1.5 gems. So basically every 200 should be about 3 gems. So technically only clicking that 3 times would actually be enough, not 4. But there we go. Okay, we have over 16,000 gems again. Still need another 4,000 though. But hey, we still got a lot of vault keys. That'll probably help make up for it. We got a 250 gem drop yesterday off the vault key. Or not yesterday, I mean on Tuesday. Wait, was it yesterday? Never mind, it was yesterday. We got it off of Tower of Doom. But yeah, off of Tower of Doom, I forgot to mention that. Aside from the purple orb, from the vault key that we got from Tower of Doom, this one, we got 250 gems. That's the highest amount of gems that you can get from a vault key. It's also the 3rd best drop, only really behind the major purple and major blue. Theoretically, you could say minor blue is better, but if you don't count any of the orbs, it's actually the best drop that you can even get from a vault key. So that's pretty cool. It depends how far you are into the game and how many star kingdoms. Generally speaking, if you have every single kingdom to 4 stars, you should be averaging around 8 to 10 per tribute, and that's where you gain a good bulk of your value. However, with everything maxed, or as maxed as it currently be in the current state of the game, I think my average is close to 16. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. I feel like it's around 15 or 16 is the average amount of gems I get per tribute. Somewhere around there. But we do have every single kingdom as maxed as they could possibly be. So that's the reason why ours is so much higher. I think it's somewhere around there. I'm honestly not even sure what the average is these days. But it's pretty, it keeps going up. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Tomorrow morning, we'll be around, hopefully around 10. I might start a little bit closer to noon, but once we start, we will be going for a while. The game plan for tomorrow is we're going to be streaming for a very long duration of time until we get Slayer to level 98. Once we get Slayer to level 98, I will probably go and break, do dinner, do whatever else, and then come back at 8. And then tomorrow night stream around this time tomorrow, or, hour and a half prior to now tomorrow. We'll be back with our normal nightly stream as we are every night. And tomorrow night we will get Slayer level 100. Then we'll rinse and repeat this basically the exact same thing for Saturday. Probably starting closer to noon on Saturday. And then doing the same thing, but for Oracle Hero class. And then get Oracle to level 98. On the nightly stream we'll get it to 100. And go from there. And as far as Diabolus, I'm not sure exactly how I'll split up Diabolus. I'm not sure if I'll do a morning stream for Diabolus, especially since it's not going to need as much. Maybe we'll just throw a little bit of EXP on Friday and Saturday to Diabolus. So that's close enough that we could just do all of it on Sunday night. Which I'm pretty sure we'll end up doing that way. Because if we put 2 hours into it on Sunday night, that will get it about 4 to 5 levels or so. So if we got it to 95 prior, we could probably do it all on Sunday night from 95 rather than from 98. But, yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. And then we'll leave this weekend with every hero class in the game maxed, as well as hopefully having the Mechanome, which is the only troop I'm missing, which is specifically from the Vault Key drop table. Yeah, I'm still missing this thing. It's the only troop I don't own. So this weekend we might not only end up getting every single troop in the game, by finally getting the one we've been missing for forever, because I haven't really been opening that many Vault Keys since it has existed, but we'll also have every hero class max. So that'll be a cool, nice little double thing going on at once. And that's pretty much our goal. And along the way, we'll get a bunch of loot from the Vault event. So that's pretty much our plan this weekend. Anyways, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Best of luck with the Vault event. It is starting in exactly 5 hours and 28 minutes. And I will be farming it for all 3 days as we go max out every hero class in the game. That is the game plan. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a good Father's Day coming up this Sunday. And I will catch you guys very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.